Welcome YouTube to today's unboxing of a Cooler Master V1000 power supply. This is an 80 plus gold rated power supply, and we're going to start by having a look at the back of the box. Here you can see the efficiency curve on 230 volts. We're going up to 93% plus. On the 115 volt it's a little bit less. And let's get started by opening the box and look what's inside. One of the main reasons why I do like this power supply is the gold rated efficiency, which makes it very efficient. We have a fully modular design as well as a very good price for its performance. You could compare it with the top grade gold and platinum Corsair power supplies, the ATX series. Inside the box we find a power cable that comes with the power supply, plain and simple. We'll just put it aside. Then we have a cable bag with the modular cables, as well as the power supply itself, which is packed away in a felt type bag. It also comes with a little information guide. The V series consists of the 700, 850 and 1000 watt power supply, and we have the 1000 watt power supply. It gives you some information about the connectors, how to connect them, and what kind of wiring those cables have. Nothing else inside the box, so let's get started by looking at the cables. First off, we start with some screws, black metal screws for the power supply. Then the first cable is an 8-pin CPU cable. It's the EPS 12 volt, 4 times ground and 4 times plus 12 volt. Next up is the 24-pin ATX cable for the motherboard. It's one big chunk on the motherboard side, and we have 2 separate connectors for the power supply. Next up is another EPS 12 volt power connector for the CPU power. Then we're starting off with a PCI Express 2 times 8-pin. Although those cables just connect to a 6-pin PCIe. Here's another PCIe cable, the same. If you're using multiple graphics cards, or let's say 2 graphics cards, it would be wiser to use one cable or one set of cables for each PCI Express input. And there's another one of those PCI Express cables, so that when you connect your graphics card, you have one connection on the graphics card for one connector on the power supply. And this is another one of the PCI Express power cables, which means we have a total of 4 times 2 of the 8-pin, meaning we have 8-pin PCI Express. This is a SATA power cable, plain and simple. And this is a Molex power connector. This is another SATA power connector. And we also have a Molex power cable with an attached floppy power cable. And the last one's a SATA. the Cooler Master V1000 power supply. It's got a big 135mm fan. It's got a nice finish to the outside. And here we have the full modular design. We'll have a closer look. On the top left, we have the 6-pin PCIe connectors, 2 8-pin CPU connectors, and the 10-pin motherboard. On the bottom right is the 18-pin motherboard, and the left are for the HDD Molex and SATA connectors. So the rear side of the power supply has the power switch and the power connector and a fan outlet. So here I've attached a set of cables for 2 graphics cards, which is 4 PCI Express connectors in total. We have a SATA connector, the 8-pin CPU, and the 24-pin ATX. I would like to give this power supply a rating. I would consider it to be a premium power supply. It's just a notch below the Gold and Platinum series of the Corsair AX. This power supply has pretty much all you need for a very good, very efficient and clean power supply. You have the modular cables, you have a very good power stabilization, and with 1000 watts you're on this side where you can connect a couple graphics cards and an overclocked CPU. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please leave a comment below and like and subscribe. And I would also like to know if you prefer videos with more special effects and titles like in this one with the intro effect, the ticker titles, or if you prefer the video with less clutter on the display.